Hi guys, I'm David and this is Jeanette. Together we are Low Range 4x4 Adventures. For the last few years we have been doing some epic trips to amazing locations across Australia. Subscribe and like our videos and hit the notification bell to join us on our adventures. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're just heading down Ferry Road
At Kettering
to the ferry.
to Bruny Island. Very excited to go to Bruny Island.
Yeah, today is amazing after the rain we've had the last couple of days. It's absolutely beautiful.
We've had an absolutely lovely day, and the next few days look like they're going to be really nice too. So we're just coming into the ferry terminal now and heading over on the ferry, and then we're going through to a campsite on the neck on Bruny Island, hopefully. So we will see you there.
So guys, this is the ferry to Bruny Island, Sea Link ferries. Just cost us $68 on the Super Saver rate, which is early morning afternoons, to go to our return, to go over to Bruny Island and back whenever we want. So that's the ferry in front of us. They'll be loading us up shortly, and over we go.
Give you my jacket, think I'm the perfect guy, barely know you, but all that's on my mind is the feeling of you and I get ahead of myself sometimes. How did one night become a whole damn week? All the red flags I didn't wanna see, now I'm questioning you and I way too ahead of myself sometimes. Wide awake, pretend I'm still asleep, feel so fake with you.
So heading off to our campsite.
So guys, we've opted to come over a bit later in the afternoon because you can actually save a bit of money. It's like Super Saver time. And as far as ferries go, this one is pretty cheap. It's $68 return, so we're pretty happy with that. We've spent a lot of money on ferries over the years.
We've crossed rivers that have cost us hundreds.
Jardine,
Just saying.
That one's up there.
Alright, well, we're going to head to our campsite that we're planning to stay at. Hopefully we've got a beautiful little spot there just for us for the next few days.
Right hand down hard. Good job on your reversing, girl, bro.
Good morning, everyone. Actually, I think it's just about lunchtime. It's 25 past 11, and we're just kind of getting going to do some exploring today. We did get up and see the sunrise, which was really, really pretty. We stayed at the Bruny Island Neck camping area, which is the narrow bit of land between the north and south of Bruny Island. So today we're going to go and explore the north. There's not a lot over there, but I have made a little list which includes a 12-kilometre walk.
Awesome.
And it's going to be amazing. We are so doing that walk, but the plan is to sort of go right up to the top point, which is Den's Point. We're sort of going to do the inland road up to there, then head back along the coast. I'm not sure if it's the east coast or the west coast because I can't get my head around what direction I'm going in. And there's a place called Barnes Bay, so a few points of interest. Quarantine station, which is apparently quite good to look around. There's also a cheese factory somewhere which we might pop in and have a look and get some yummy cheese. Because we need more cheese.
Yeah. We have a love-hate relationship with cheese. We love to eat it. We hate the fact that it makes us fat.
It doesn't make you fat if you do walks.
True.
Awesome. We're just heading past the Truganini
Truganini Lookout.
Yeah, which we will come back to and look at on the way back. That's also a penguin observation area, which is pretty cool.
Next to me, we should say it out loud. There's no way in hell this works out. Should we face it or should we just lie together? Lie together. Lie together.
We're going to follow the Dens Point Heritage Trail. It's 1.5 kilometres return. They say it takes about 45 minutes. There is an audio version of the information that can be found at www.friendsofnorthbrunei.org.au. But yeah, we'll go and have a bit of a look at the history. It should be interesting.
You were gone when I woke up in your bed for the first time. I took a real deep breath.
Looks like Bruny Island only sort of officially separated from Tasmania about 8,000 years ago, which isn't that long really.
To blink of an eye, really.
So with the present sea level stabilising around 6,000 years ago, the Aboriginal people have been here for approximately 34,000 years, so they would have come here well before the island split.
Yeah, at the end
from
of the
Tasmania.
end of the last ice age, glacial stuff, when Tasmania was pretty much still connected to the mainland. Pretty cool, pretty interesting.
Yeah. So these were the most maritime of the Aboriginal Tasmanians. So obviously they would have collected shellfish. Ooh, they hunted seals. Guess had to eat something. This is Bottoms Lagoon. It was a meeting place for hearth groups for the Aboriginal people. On the 28th of January 1903, it was where the North Bruny Fair was held. There's a fellow called James Kelly. His mum was an Irish convict and his dad was probably a cook on one of the convict transport ships. So he actually circumnavigated Van Diemen's Land, it was called back in the day, in a whaling ship. So basically just a little wooden rowboat.
An open whaleboat. Pretty amazing for that time, and considering the weather around this island.
Yeah, and because of that, he was awarded 100 acres of land at Bruny Island. He was the first European to have ownership entitlement on the island, and he actually amassed over 2,000 acres of land in his time here. Unfortunately, the economy crashed and he ended up bankrupt, but he didn't do too badly for himself. He kept a small acreage here with a cottage and also a substantial home on the coast in the east. So yeah, but quite interesting. Pretty brave to get in a little rowboat and row your way around Tasmania. This is the site of Kelly's farm. He actually renamed it to Cape Get Out. This headstone is erected in the memory of John Merrison, who died on the 15th of August 1851, aged 75 years. He resided on Bruny Island for 31 years on one farm and with one master, Mr. James Kelly, who has erected this stone to his memory. He only visited Hobart town once during this long period. He was a faithful servant and a good man. So, who was John Merrison?
Basically a convict that they don't really know much about, but he was Kelly's longest serving faithful servant.
So he actually became free in 1827, but chose to remain here even after Kelly was declared bankrupt in 1842. Might be a little bit hard to see because of the sun, but basically straight over there is Hobart. So this was also a massive whaling area. Hobart is the world's second largest whaling port, and in 1849 there are 49 local whaling ships. So that was sort of around the mid 1820s to I think around 1850s. I think the whaling lasted here about 20 years, and basically after that there were no whales left because they were just
gone.
Yeah, really sad. As you do the heritage walk, there's quite a few signs around with information about the history from here, everything from the Aboriginals, James Kelly, who was a whaler, the encounter with the French ship between the Aboriginals and the locals. This is actually the old ferry station here. Something interesting that I read, during World War II, the Acadia II, a patrol boat armed with a Vickers machine gun, was based here, and she is now the cruise boat on the Pieman River, so might be something worth checking out. We just finished the Dens Point Heritage Trail walk, and we're just going to drive down the coast road to the quarantine station.
Beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful scenery. The Diuntra Castro, I guess I'm saying that something like right, is absolutely beautiful between here and Hobart and the Derwent and everything, so it's gorgeous.
That's the channel between Bruny Island and Tasmania.
Yeah, that's the one.
The Derwent River comes out
over to our right. You won't be able to see it on camera though.
Ignore all the warning signs. I just get way too attached sometimes. You're making coffee, but I'd rather have tea. Just one more thing. You don't know about me. I'll get back in your bed tonight. Let's just ignore all the warning signs. Wide awake, pretend I'm still asleep. Feel so fake with you right next to me. We should say it out loud. There's no way in how this works out. Should we face it?
Bruny Island quarantine station. Bruny Island quarantine station, guys. So this site is cared for by the Friends of Bruny Island Quarantine Station, overall management of parks and wildlife. Donation in support of this work is appreciated. So we'll go and have a wander around here and check it out. So this is a historic quarantine station from back in the day. We'll get some more information. The site was actually originally a quarantine station for people. People would be quarantined here before they went onto Tasmania proper, and when they sort of in the 50s they changed it to a plant quarantine building, so any new species of apples or any sort of things, orchard related stuff or whatever, they would come here, be quarantined, checked out for, you know, make sure there's no diseases on them or whatever before they were actually allowed onto the island, so they didn't infect the rest of the orchards over there, which is quite interesting. And then it was used, like prior to that, went to people quarantining, it was used to quarantine all the soldiers after World War One with Spanish flu issues and so on and so forth. So interesting little spot. Site map of the area, guys, what it was like back in the day, and the original family here that prior to the development of the quarantine station, so 1856 to 1884, and then it became a quarantine station.
So the Anthony Cox was labouring carter who was transported as a convict from England to Hobart in 1833 for housebreaking. He married convict Jane Daly in 1849. She received stolen goods and came out to the colony together with Bridget's son Michael.
A whole heap of information inside the quarantine station about the history and the various parts that the quarantine station played in various times over the years. So it's quite interesting, but you'll have to come and check it out yourself. Apparently Jeanette hates when I say that. I'm not sure why. I'm sure she'll explain herself shortly. Because she just wrecked my pan. And now she's in trouble. Bit more information about when they came back from World War One, because there was a Spanish flu outbreak, which is pretty similar to coronavirus sort of thing, when they quarantined everyone that came back from Europe. World War One broke out. There were some German ships in the harbour here, and they interred the German sailors that were on those ships here as prisoners of war for 1914, 1915. And there was a particular Fritz Stegher. He wrote a diary about his time in Tasmania as a German POW. There was a lot more buildings here, obviously, than there are now. You can still see the stone footings today of the health officers' quarters and hospital and nurses' quarters just here in front of us.
Yeah, a lot of the buildings have been sold off and moved to different parts of the island.
We have the superintendent's house, a medical store and stables, and the only remaining barracks, which is just here.
We've just pulled up to have some lunch. We're at Barnes Bay. Barnes Bay was the original, or the site of the original vehicle ferry terminal on Bruny Island. They're absolutely stunning here. So beautiful with the little sailboats.
No good for you. And you know it too.
This crypt here is in the sacred memory of Captain William Lawrence. I think Captain William Lawrence was one of the first ferry operators from here. And up on the hill over there is Kirby House.
Hey guys, we're just pulling into the Bruny Island Cheese Company and Bruny Island Beer Company. It's artisan cheese, beer and bread. We're going to check it out and see what goes on in here.
It's a little cafe. It's getting quite late in the day. It's actually, what's the time? 4:45. So we've decided to do the Cape Elizabeth walk tomorrow, and just pop in here and see what we can find, which Dave's very happy about. He'd rather eat cheese and bread and not so much drink beer than do a 12-kilometre walk, but we will do that before we go.
That's the plan.
So guys, we're going to have to come back to the Bruny Island cheese, bread and beer place another day, because they actually close at 4. So we just got a baguette from there, which looks amazing. We're going to go and slice it up and put some butter on it.
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah, definitely going to have to do that walk. Yeah, but it looks pretty delish. They've got, a great selection.
We got like beer tasting platters and wine tasting platters and things like that, and then you've got the whole heap of cheeses there. They do a few nibbly cheese tastings and stuff. So
yeah, they've got the cafe there, toasties and things like that. There's also relishes. We'll show you a bit more, tell you a bit more about it when
we go back.
We've just popped into the Truganini Lookout and Rookery on our way back to camp. So we're going to go up to the lookout and find out when the best time is to view the penguins. We might pop back down here over the next couple of days. It's quite a lot of stairs up to the top, but I'm sure it'll be well worth it. Got Tassie over to the east. Getting my directions worked out. When's the best time to look at the penguins?
Sorry.
Are you eating?
No, I'm just... Where does the sun go down?
In the west.
Where's Tassie?
Over to the west.
Yeah.
I said east.
You did, didn't you?
I will get this right one day.
I'm going to draw a map of like the compass on her face so she could look in the mirror and work it out.
That'll confuse me even more.
If you had a mirror.
Okay.
So basically, the little penguins and the short-tailed shearwaters return their nests after dusk, or at dusk they start, but they don't sort of come ashore till after last light. So
it's probably going to be a lot like it was at Stanley, where they came in after dark and it was very, very hard to see them, but we might come down, see how we feel, if we can drag ourselves away from the fire. Wonder how many steps. We're going to count them?
No, there's a lot.
A lot of steps.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, ding that bell and throw us a thumbs up, and stay tuned next week for the Pentecost Bruny Island cruise.